What's up guys, Mike here, the Detroit Borg with a review of the iPad mini smart cover. Now just like the full-size cover, these are priced at $39, so I guess mini doesn't necessarily mean cheaper. Now these are only available in polyurethane versions, unlike the iPad smart cover, which is available in both poly and leather. You have the same selection of colors including pink, light gray, dark gray, green, blue, and product red. Now the packaging is pretty familiar territory here from the full-size cover and shows off some of the cover's features, such as the sleep-wake function and the tri-fold design for landscape and typing positions. So if you're familiar with the smart cover on the iPad with Retina display, the basic principles are the same, but the design is a bit different, especially because the iPad mini is smaller. So we have fewer segments and we have a fabric-covered hinge, which is much simpler in design. Now the cover is lined in a microfiber material, which can be used to help protect and clean the display. Now the outside surface is the smoother polyurethane material, which is fairly resistant to stains and scratching. Now the hinge is very different from the full-size cover, so instead of an elaborate articulating metal hinge, the hinge here is covered in the same microfiber polyurethane material. While this looks less impressive, the metal hinge on the full-size cover has scratched my iPad before, so I'm actually glad to see this design change. Now as before, the hinge magnetically adheres to the iPad's edge. All you need to do is bring the cover close to the edge of the iPad and it automatically pulls it in and positions it into place. The magnets are pretty strong and make easy work of the lightweight mini. Now the cover also contains magnets that work with the sleep-wake function, and the magnets in the front glass help to keep the cover closed. You can also fold the cover back to protect the back of the iPad while using it. Now there is a slight magnetic force which holds the back of the cover to the back of the iPad, but it's much weaker. We also have the same tri-fold position here, and since we have the 3-segment design instead of the 4-segment design, the edge of the cover magnetically notches into the hinge of the cover. The full-size cover has a overlapping 4-segment, which feels quite a bit more stable and secure than this solution. So now you can use the tri-fold position to hold your iPad in landscape position, which is great for watching movies or adding a keyboard for your little iPad mini desktop setup. We also have our typing position, which props up the iPad at a more comfortable typing angle. Now the typing position feels pretty stable with no rocking or bouncing around. My favorite way to use the smart cover, however, is as a hand grip for handling the iPad. However, you have to keep a lighter grip with this design because it tends to collapse with without that overlapping segment. So in conclusion, I'm pleased with the design of the iPad mini smart cover. I'm glad they've redesigned the hinge to prevent scratching. And as always, the smart cover does a nice job covering and protecting at least parts of the iPad without obscuring the design, and it's easy to take on and off. However, I still prefer a case with 360-degree protection like Apple's iPad Smart Case, so hopefully they'll release that eventually for the iPad mini. But until then, I will be using this case, and I'll be on the lookout for a cover for the back panel which is compatible with the smart cover. So that's going to do for me guys in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.